Today we're here with Ariel Machado, my friend and former Glory Kickboxing tournament winner from Curitiba, Brazil. Um, all right. So, how are you doing today, Ariel?
I'm good, man. I'm good. A little bit nervous, to be honest with you, but I'm good. Just, just let me know if you understand everything that I say. I say it for you, and please try to talk a little bit slowly with me.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you.
All right. So, what's going on with your career right now? Are you still with Glory Kickboxing?
No, man, no. So, shit with me in the COVID thing, because I renewed my contract in the December 2019, 29, no, 2019, sorry. And I fought against Michael Dutch, and I won the fight. Then they promised for me some fights in beginning of 2020. The fight never happened. Then come the COVID things, stop every event, stop everything. Then they just left me without fight for the past 2 years. Then in the beginning of this year, I just asked it to leave the event and be free and try to get other options, because man, it's not good for anyone stay too long without fights. And see, I was seeing everybody that was ranked uh, over me, under me, fighting. So Michael Dutch fight, Michelet fight. Uh, I don't know the name of this guy, but everybody was fighting and not me. So I don't know what's happening with the event. I don't know what's happening with me. Then I just asked to leave.
Do you got any plans for the future? Are you thinking of doing MMA again, or are you still more into kickboxing?
Yeah, man. For now, I really don't know I'm gonna do. So I beg to train some wrestling. So if I have good opportunity, some good money, maybe I can fight MMA again. But that's not a real plan. I just letting the time show me what's better for me. And but I keep training kickbox every day, and I fought in Russia some days ago, 2 or 3 months ago. That was not a really good fight for me because I lost, and I don't know. So I don't know I gonna do. I just keep training, and we have some opportunities coming. We have so maybe some big news until the end of this year, but it's not right now.
All right. So, since you told us a little bit about your career, can you tell us what life was like growing up in Curitiba?
Ah man, for be honest, I started training when I was 14 years old in Rio de Janeiro. So I'm growing in Curitiba until I was 13 and a half years. And and I always like to the Muay Thai things, the martial art things, because I always saw the guys training and fighting, and have some good events in the city. And man, for me, this is a lot of very special thing. I don't know why, because I never want to be a soccer player, but a fighter always. So when I moved to Rio de Janeiro to live with my dad there, my dad gave me the opportunity to start to do the thing that I love. And I started training there, and I keep training for 2 years there. Then I back to Curitiba, and I started to train in Curitiba. It's very different the way that the people train in Curitiba and in Rio de Janeiro. So in Curitiba, that city where I live today, the you have more opportunities to show your work, your job. So have more events, more things to do. In Rio de Janeiro, it's just training, more material. So man, it's crazy, but it's good, you know.
One question I had for you is, I know you say you started training in Rio de Janeiro, and I know they're known for like the place that Jiu-Jitsu was born, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What made you pick
Yeah.
kickboxing over Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Man, because I think when I start to be a teenager, the movies from Jean-Claude Van Damme and a lot of this kind of movies, we have a lot of this kind of movies here in Brazil. So I think it's because the jiu-jitsu for me that I'm born in Curitiba and I live here until I 13 or 14 years, almost 14. It's not a jiu-jitsu is not a popular thing here. So I think because of this, I chose the Muay Thai and kickbox.
And what was your first experience with martial arts?
So I have an uncle that he's a capoeira teacher. So, but he's today he lives in Florida, United States. So he not lives in Brazil anymore. And but he never teach it for me. But I always train with him sometimes in Sundays and in the weekends. But it's not a thing that my mom's uh, agree with it. So my mom's always said, okay, I don't want that you train nothing that you can fight or use these things to fight in streets. So no, I don't like. If you want, you can play soccer, you can do other things, but not fight things, not a martial arts. So my first contact, my first time that I started to train was when I won. I was in the Rio de Janeiro.
And then after training with your uncle, what was the next gym that you trained at?
So like I said, with my uncle, I just trained for in the weekends to pass the day, not a thing that I really do. So the first gym that I trained was in Rio de Janeiro with Alexandre Mesquita. He's a teacher in Rio de Janeiro. He's not a nobody knows him because he's not a very tough guy or a very superstar guy, but he's a good teacher. He's very technical and very patient. So I started training for him and I keep training for him for 2 years. Then I back to Curitiba and I started to training in Muay Thai at my city. Then I never stopped.
And when you were training, did you have any amateur fights?
Yeah, man. I have a lot of amateur fights. So it was, yes, in May, I think, of this year, I went to Italy to fight a world championship from Waco. So until today, I keep doing some amateur fights because, like I said, the glory just don't give me some fight. Just don't let me fight anymore. Then I no, what it was last year in October, I think. I don't remember to be honest, but I keep trying to fight. So I went to fight a world amateur Waco, and I have in all my life, I think 40 or 50 amateur fights. I really don't know how many fights I have.
And that Waco tournament, was that the first time that you fought with the amateur rules against Europeans?
Yeah, sorry, you can say again, please.
So when you fought in Waco, was that you know how the amateur rules are a little bit different than the professional rules? Was
Yeah, but they start to change. I think 2 or 3 years ago. So when
okay.
I started to fight in amateur fight from Waco,
Mhm,
my first world championship was 2009 in Austria, and they the fight is a little bit different because I fought low kicks, so the rules from the fight is a little bit different. You need to kick 6 times per round, and you can use the knee, you can use the punch when you turn spinning punch, and it's a little bit different. But the rules from the K1, I don't know how they ask. Now it's not K1. I don't know how they walk or ask, but when you can use the knee, now you if you hit the guy, they check 1 point for you. If the guy hit you, check 1 point. So knockdown is just 1 point. It's a little bit different today, but some years ago it's the same thing as a professional.
and with that fight, they stopped it because of a cut, correct?
My last fight in the
The Waco.
in the walk, yes, because I broke my nose. Then don't
Uh,
stop the I don't know how to say that, but the blood don't stop to go. So
mhm.
they stopped the fight. I was crazy because I'm good to fight to keep fighting, but how is a lot of blood, and the amateur don't like the blood, so they stopped the fight.
Yeah, it was a pretty even fight, and I think that guy he competes in glory as well, or at least he did at one point.
And he did one fight against the guy that's gonna fight for the belt now. This I forget the name. The guy,
Yeah,
but it's a very good guy, very tough fight. It's I forget, sorry, but he fought once in Glory, but he has a lot of amateur championships, and he fought a lot in Russia. He's a good guy.
yeah, he definitely looked very skilled. Um, can
Yeah,
you tell
very
us?
tough, very strong.
Can you tell us a little bit about your first fight?
My first fight, man, my first fight I was in Rio. I was training for I think 3 or 4 months, and I did the light contact fight. I don't know if you know the rules. So you can kick it just over the ribs, and you can knock out the guys. I was 14 years old, so was good to have experience. So I did I think almost 20 fights like this, and I don't remember a lot about the fight, but I remember that the experience, the feel, the sensation was very good when the fight's over. I was very tired, but the sensation was good, and when I went to fight, it's for me was very good. So that sensation, I think that moved me to keep doing this thing.
And then, when did you realize that you could actually be great at kickboxing?
Man, after my first fight, I always when I did my first fight, the pride was the big event in the world, So Wanderlei Silva, Anderson Silva, all the guys were showing for the world and show that Brazil was very tough place to great with the great fighters and a lot of kind of things. And I always think, oh man, maybe one day I can be one of these guys. So I just keep doing my best every day. I don't remember the day that I think, yes, I can be one of these guys. I just try to be better than me and yesterday. So today I want to be better than me yesterday. So this is all day long, all day, all day. And I think when I do this, when you do this, It's normal that one day you're gonna be uh, one of these guys. So I just keep doing hard.
Now, Ariel, in Brazil, there's legends about gym wars and like different uh, gyms going up against each other. Were you always more of a like a planned fight, or would you be part of any of these gym wars, any Vale Tudo or anything like that?
Yeah, in Curitiba, when I started training, we had a lot of some kind of this thing, the fight in streets, and the guys that don't like you because you are from other genes, and but man, I'm growing, training, and then being part of a new generation that changed this kind of thing in Brazil, you know. So if you come today to Brazil, or if you come to train today in Brazil, it's very different. It's very different.
Did you ever train at Chute Box?
Yes, I did some sparring there. I think I started to go there in 2010, 2011, and I trained with some guys from there. But sorry, but when I started to train there, the big stars, the big names already leave from the gym, you know. So I sparring with Fábio Silva, and I don't know how more what more. I don't sparring with some good guys there, to be honest.
Okay. And do you have any street fight stories? I know you didn't do Valley Tudo, but when you were younger, did you get into any fights in the streets?
Yeah, I did some fights in streets when I was a teenager, but I think not with a good story, you know. Just fight because you are playing football and someone kick you harder or try to get the ball harder than you think it's good, and this kind of thing, man. But it's not. I think that today, when I look back, it's not. I think that I agree, you know. So I have my team today. I have a lot of teenagers there. Then I know that it's not a good thing to do or to talk about because they can try to be like you.
Right.
I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Definitely understand. Um, so who was the best fighter that you have sparred with?
Man, when I went to Netherlands to Hammergym the first time, 2010, I sparred with a lot of good guys. So, but I think the Saki Gokan Saki is the best one. He's very tough. He's very smart and very fast. And Nicky Holski. Nicky Holski is a very good fighter too. So, but man, I have a lot of kind of fighters. So have the guy that's more smart and the guy that has more ability, and the one that's more strong than the other one is softball. So it's hard to choose just one, you know.
Mm,
And I sparred today with a lot of guys that they are not a big star or superstar yet, and are very young guys, but it's a very tough fighters. So man, I have a new generation that's coming. That's gonna be very interesting in some years, maybe 5 or 10 years. It's gonna be very good to see.
can you tell us a little bit about the sparring with Gokhan?
Man, when I went to Netherlands in 2010,
Mhm.
Kokan was to fight against Melvin Hoof. And when I arrived there, the first sparring that I did with him, he liked me and he called me to help him in the for the fight. So I keep 20 days doing sparring with him almost every day, 4 times per week. Man, was very hard because he was in a best shape, I think, that already see. And he's a southpaw that fight in the orthodox stance,
Okay.
and he's smart. He is faster as hell, man. Oh my god! And he kicks very good. So for me, it was incredible because I was young, I was growing, trying to get some experience, and for me, it was very good to train with him.
Did, did Gokhan Saki knock you down at all during the sparring?
Oh, a lot of times, a lot of times, a lot of times. Man, I think it's almost every day. I think because of this, he likes to train with me, you know, because he always talks me out. But I try to get it back. So he knocked me out, I going down, and I was back, and let's go, let's keep doing, let's give. And the Mr. Carl Hamilton was the coach in this time. Then Mr. Carr liked too much to see me to being part of Saki, and Nicky Host came too, and Nicky Hammers was at the gym in this moment, but he's not a coach yet. Then he liked me too. Then all these things helped me after to singing with Mr. Carr and Nicky to help me and be my manager, you know?
Okay. And then during that time frame in 2010, which company were you fighting for?
What a time that I went there.
Yeah, yeah. When you first went there, where were you having fights? Was it at Showtime or?
Ah man, I no, the guys were fighting Showtime, but not me. I just trying to get some fights, trying to get some things, you know, because in these days I not nobody knows who was me, so I just trying to start my career, my international career, you know.
Yeah.
I did my first international fight in 2008. But after that, I never get a contract or something like this. So
And how did you get introduced to Nick Hemmers or the Hemmers gym?
so my coach here in Brazil, Julio Borges, he he was a friend from Ramon Deckers. So he met Ramon in Thailand almost 20 years ago. And after that, he started to go to Netherlands to train with Ramon and Mr. Quar. And in 2010, he asked me to go with him and met the guys. So I went to the Netherlands 2010 to meet Ramon and Mr. Quar to start to work with them. After that, after they come back from Netherlands, uh, I thought that the kickboxing was not a good deal for me anymore, and I started to train MMA. So I paused, like I paused the contact with the guys and started to train to fight MMA. So this is was in 2011. I started fight MMA and I fought MMA until 2015. I did it 10 fights. I won seven and I lost three fights. Then 2015, I have a WGP here in Brazil called me and said, "Hey, you want to back to fight the kickboxing? You will have a contract for you. It's gonna be good." Then I back to fight kickboxing. I did it 3 or 4 fights, and Gloria asked me to fight against Pavel.
And so you mentioned Ramon Deckers. When you were in the Netherlands, did you meet him at all?
I train with him. I supposed to train with him every day, but man, when I went to Hammergin, in the Golden Glory. This time is not a hammer, it's a Golden Glory yet. When I went to Golden Glory in the morning train was over me, Stefan Leco, Semi Shield sometimes, Rahul Zimmerman, Gozan Saki, Nicky Hoskin, Carlo Decker, the brother of Ramon,
Okay.
Nicky Hammers, uh, man, a lot of good fights, man. You can imagine maybe 20 or 30 good fights there. Then the training with Mr. Carr was technique. So we're gonna do some combos and the end of the training uh, every day. So the training in the morning was the pro fighters. At the night with the pro fighters or amateur fighters with Hamo. Then we went there and we were supposed to do the both trainings, morning and at night. But I think we did maybe 3 or 4 times the training with Hamon because man, we were always very tired because the training was too hard and a lot of the headache in the after the training because you receive a lot of punches and your leg was hurt too much. Man, that's crazy. So I met him and I supposed to train with him a little bit more, but I didn't.
Okay. And what's the main difference in training in Brazil versus the Netherlands? What do they do different?
Man, man, I think the training is almost the same, but in the Netherlands we have a lot of fighters, so you have a lot of bodies to help you. So here in Brazil, in my city, when I want to training, I need to ask the guys to come to help me. Sometimes pay the guys to do sparring with me, and this kind of thing. In Netherlands, you don't need to do it. In Netherlands, if you have a good gym, you can spar with Saki Barhari or I don't know Jamal, uh, Arek. So man, they have a lot of fighters. Then you don't need to go to other place to do sparring or to change something. That I think in Brazil we train it more, but in Netherlands you have more quality of the partners, you know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Um, so one other company that used to fight for was WGP. I think it was World Grand Prix. How was your experience fighting for?
Yeah, I don't know for WGP,
Yeah.
man, is a Brazilian event, so they not pay you good. They not do anything for winning the sports. They just put you to fight, and it's good because you fight in your hometown and near from your students and near from your family. It's a good event. Yeah, it's a good event, but they don't like to grow in the sport, so they don't think about the fighters. They just think about themselves.
Mm.
So it's a little bit crazy, but it's what we have. So sometimes you just need to use what you have to get one more fight or one more thing. But man, to be honest, it's not a event that oh man, I love to fight. I love to no man. The event that I fight, yeah, they fight because I need to fight.
And then after,
I think I'm gonna fight in WGP in November now. I have a fight there in 5 November.
do you do you want us to
Oh,
edit out you saying that it's not one of your favorites to fight for?
no man, but I want to be honest, man, because
Okay.
I need to be honest because man, if they don't pay you, they don't like you, they don't help you to grow or don't want to do the things to grow sports. Why we just need to do because we need to do. It's like a hustle, you know. Okay, you need to fight, so we're gonna fight. So man, it's crazy, crazy. but it's what we need to do here in Brazil.
So after you fought in World Grand Prix, uh, is that when you started fighting for glory, or was it before World Grand Prix?
I start fighting WGP first,
Okay.
then after going to Glory.
Okay, and how was your experience with glory?
Man, was good. When I was fight was good, but after my last fight, it's not good. They changed a lot of things in the event, so they changed all the guys that they changed the matchmaker, they changed the guys that they doing the event. So after this, I never more fight. So I know that they are asking for some fighters here in Brazil that have a new contract, three flight tickets, and they are paying just two. So man, the event's not good. But again, the guys here in Brazil not fight for 2 or 3 years. They need to fight. What are you gonna do? You know? So for us, kickboxers, man, it's hard. It's hard to be a fighter, man.
Yeah, I think there's only one Brazilian that they've been booking recently. I can't think of his name at the moment.
Michelet, Felipe Michelet gonna fight.
Yeah, and one other guy besides him. Uh,
Says in Almeida,
and so maybe there's a few.
85.
I'm thinking of Bruno. I think is his name.
No, Bruno gonna fight in on. Bruno is from Hammergene.
Yeah. All right. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I was
Bruno
getting
is
it
my
confused.
friend.
Um.
It's a Cesar. I think Cesar.
Now he's gonna be fighting at Glory. I mean, not Glory. One FC. When are you gonna fight for One FC? Have they reached out to you?
Man, we don't have nothing yet, so I keep doing my work,
Okay.
So if I have some opportunity to fight there, for sure I will. But we don't have nothing yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'm gonna back for MMA. I don't know. So
Okay.
I really don't know yet.
And then with your last fight, was that the one against Vakitov with Glory?
Why what? Sorry.
Your last fight with Glory, was that the fight with Vakitov?
No, my last fight with Florida against Michael Dutch,
Oh,
in the
okay.
collision too.
Okay.
With Wacthing, I fought in 2017,
Yeah.
and after that I give some break. Then I back 2019.
So what makes Vakitov so good? Because I've every fight that I've seen him fight in, it seems like he dominates. What's so different about
Yeah,
his style?
man, I think the Vaktov have a lot of experience in amateur fights, so he has a different game. So when you see his fighting, he is not a very strong fighter, but he's punching, kicking all the time. So when I fought against him, what I thought is, man, I can knock him out this guy because he let the guys punch him. And if I punch him, I will knock him out. But he absorbs a lot of punch, man. It's crazy how he can do it. So after my fight against him, I saw he fighting against Pereira, Alex
Mm,
Poitin, and I think, man, if Poitin hit his face or punch him, he gonna knock Pakistan out. And man, not so. I don't know what he do, but he can absorb a lot of punches, and he's a very smart fighter. So when I fought against him, every beginning of the round, I start very good, but in the middle of the round, he already know what's happened and start to do something different to get me. I don't know if you can understand me, but he tried to win every round. So in the end of the round, he explodes. He's more aggressive. In the beginning, he let you punch, you move, and after he gonna catch you. He's smart man.
Is
It's
it
hard
like
fighter, I think.
he makes you or he lets you get tired before he starts becoming aggressive?
I don't think that he let me or the guys being tired, but he let the guys think that he not there. So he just tried to understand what's happened, I think. So when he gets what's happening, what the guy's gonna do or try to do, he start to show what he gonna do.
That makes sense. Um, what what is a typical training camp for you?
Man, I like to train in kickbox every day. So Monday until Friday, I train kickbox every morning. When I'm gonna fight Tuesday and Thursday in the afternoon, I training too. So in the morning, I do training with partners, bag, this kind of thing. Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, I do pads, more strategic, more things about really fight. So how I need to fight. Uh, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I try to do some physical preparation. In Saturday morning too, physical, and then Sunday I do some weights at my gym and punch bag. That's just a rest. So I need to do something to not stop to training, but I don't need to train very hard on Sunday. I just need to warm, need to start to be sweat. Then I can stop. So it's a 40 minutes, 30 minutes training.
Okay. And then another question that I have, how long have you owned a gym for?
Man, I started work with my gym. I said I always teach, man. But my gym I started in 2016. So I bought a gym here in Curitiba, my city, and I decided to do something different, because always when I went to the gym or when I went to some new gym, uh, I saw that the gym have the same problems. So it's not a clean, they are not a good managers, and if some students want to train just for training, just for relax, they can do it at the gym. So they try to use the Muay Thai or kickbox
Mhm.
to be health, and they need to change the sport. So when I started my gym, I think with myself and I said, okay, I'm gonna do the different gym here. I try to not work with fighters. I just gonna try with students that want to be health. So man, it's it's going very good because they're the best students that I can have, because they pay well. I don't have problems with them. They just want to train and talk some shit about the training, about the life, and they just wanted to be healthy. So they use the kickbox and my Thai for this.
So, how many members do you have currently?
In my gym here, I have 200 members.
Oh, wow.
Then we have, yeah, a lot. Then we have, I don't know how to say that, but it's not my gym that we have in the United States.
Mhm.
The gym from other guy that he used my name, and he has 100 students there.
And that's a Wisconsin one?
Yeah, Wisconsin, Stevens Point,
Okay.
the north of, like, almost Canada there, man.
Yeah,
It's
I
cold.
remember you guys said you
It's
drove for
terrible.
like 4 hours to come have the seminar.
Yeah, in Chicago.
How did that go
Man,
when
it's
you came
crazy.
to the US for the seminars?
Man, it was very good. It's a very interesting because uh, the first time that I went to United States and I had five, so it's a different job, you know. I went to do some seminars and some belt tests at my unit there, and I trained a lot. I went with my wife, so that was really good, man. Really good, a really good time that we spent there.
Yeah, the people at the gym, they still talk about your seminars, so they had a really good time. So next time you come back, we definitely
Yeah,
want to
that's
have you
good.
again.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's gonna be a pleasure. I think I'm gonna back just in the next year because man, I can't go in the winter for United States. It's too cold. I will die, man.
Yeah,
Man, in Wisconsin, in this point, the guy said for me, "Hey," I asked it, "Hey, it's what cold here?" No, not much. Minus 30 Celsius. And how much? Minus 30. Oh my God, that's crazy. What is when it's too cold? Ah, it's a normal life. Oh man, that's fake. Not for me, you know.
yeah, yeah. I definitely don't blame you. I don't think any of us enjoyed the winter over here. Um,
But in your city, it's not too cold, or it's cold.
you mentioned belt testing. Can you
Yeah.
explain about that? Like your belt system that you have for your gym?
Okay. In Brazil, we have some belts from Muay Thai, and what I what is important for the students because when the students have some goals, it's easier for them to keep it practicing, you know.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of goals in the way, but for every belt, the students need to know something. So for the first belt, they need to know the first punches and just the name and how to do the punches and the kicks. For the second belt, they already need to know how to do some combos and start to do some spines, a light spines. And the third belt, so you see they are growing with sports. So for them, it's very important they understand where they start training and where they're gonna stop or never stop or where they can go. So it's a way that will let your student very consistent in the training.
Mhm. And how many belts are there?
Let me think. So the whites, everybody is white, so white and red and light blue, light blue and dark blue, dark blue and black, then black. So if you not count the first one, that's white, you have seven belts.
Oh, okay. And how often do they test to move up to the next belt?
And that's depends from the student. So in the beginning, they're gonna growing a little bit faster. So after 3 months that they start training, they can do the first belt test. Then 6 months after, they can do the second one. Then sometime 6 or 1 year after. So that's gonna for be a black belt, gonna be almost 10 years.
Oh, okay. And do you have any black belts yet?
Yeah, I have Jason Mans. Jason Mans, the guy that teaching in Wisconsin,
Okay.
and I have Cleverson Silva. It's a guy from IG. The teacher is a coach. He's a very good coach. He works with some professional MMA fighters. He's a very good. I have my wife, is a black belt too, and my partner at the gym is a black belt too.
Oh, okay. And the guy that owns the gym in Wisconsin, how long did he train with you for?
He started training with me in 2017. When I went to fight in a tournament from Glory,
Okay.
I met him and he started training with me. And but now what did he do? Every train that we have, so in my gym, the all the teachers need to do the training together. So all the teachers have one time, 3 times per week, 1 hour. They need to train together, and I teach for them. So the Jason go to the Zoom, Zoom meeting,
Mhm.
and enjoy the training in the Wisconsin using the Zoom meeting. So he trained with his teachers there, and he just see what I'm gonna training, and he do the same thing at his gym.
And
And sometimes I go there or he comes here, and we train together.
it's a really cool system that you have. I haven't heard of anyone else doing that.
Yeah,
So that's actually really cool.
yeah, yeah. It's important that everybody train together and everybody train with me because uh, if we have some student that training with me at the gym and they need to change the time or change the gym that he gonna train. So he's training with me here in Brazil, but he need to go to Stevens Point to spend 1 month there, and he need to keep training there. So Jason needs to teach the same thing that I teach here, and talk the same way and attack the same things, and the technique needs to be the same. So we have a methodology from the gym, and all the teachers need to know and need to study this kind of thing.
What's a typical training session at your gym? Like, how do you have the classes formatted?
At my gym,
Yeah.
is the same kind of training that I do when I'm gonna fight. Obviously, the training is not too hard. So you know, you need to imagine that in my gym we have doctors, lawyers, and we have this kind of thing, this kind of person that they don't want to be a fighter. They love to train and they love to the sensation, the feel that the training give for them, but they don't want to be a fighter. So they do some warm up. We always try to do something that they talk each other. So the trainer gonna change partners, or we just do some playing to warm up.
Mhm.
And after the part, I have a part technical. So what is the subject of the week? Oh, this week you are training your box. So you need to improve your box. They have a product, I don't know. Or you need to improve your kick. Then the teacher gonna use kick pads, iPads to improve the kick. And after that, they just gonna relax, do some abs and some stretch. So uh, it's almost like this.
Okay. And then so with your style, I know that you have the hammer style. What what made you
Yeah,
interested in like the Dutch style of kickboxing?
man. When I started training kickboxing, I I always put in the YouTube and Google and try to find some fights. And I always find Ramon Decker's fighting. And I always look for this guy, and man, this guy's so skinny, and he punched too hard. What did these guys do? And I always trying to understand what he does, how he does.
Mhm.
and I always growing, seeing the kind of fight that he does, and want to be like him. So when I have the opportunity to go there and train with him and train with his father, man, it was very good for me. So I will always be like a Dutch fight, a Dutch style.
And then, besides Ramon Decker, do you have another favorite fighter?
I have three fighters that I like too much to see, and I growing seeing these fights. The first one was Ramon Decker, the second Ernest Hus, and the third Peter Arts. Man, I think everybody that grow seeing the K1
Mhm.
times so love these guys because man, these guys are very very hard.
Have you met Ernesto Hoost?
Yeah, I met Ernest Hus. I did a seminar with him at my gym. But not at my gym, at the gym that I trained
Okay.
in 2010, and I met him in Netherlands when I went there. And Peter Atsu, I talked with him and I take some pictures with him, but I never trained with him. I never did some seminar, nothing. Just met him.
Did you ever get to spar a little bit with Ernesto?
No, never, man.
Ah, man, that would have been an honor to get
I,
kicked in the leg
when I
by him.
hear, when we did a seminar with him, it's a funny story because it was me and the Cleverson, the guy that's a teacher. My jeans a black belt,
Okay.
me, my black belt. And we I not talk English in this time, and my wife talking, and I said for her, okay, we're gonna do the seminar, and please talk with him and ask him to come to see us. And we train the man, we try to do the hard train that we will ever do, very strong, very fast, punching hard, screaming a lot. And man, he just passes to us, hey guys, how are you? And go out, So we try to pay attention to, hey man, look here, come to do something with us. But no, not this time.
um, so another Brazilian that came from kickboxing into MMA, Alex Pereira. Have you ever trained with him?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. After he won the fight against Abena, I invited him to go to my gym and do a seminar with us. So he spent, I think, 3 or 4 days training and doing seminars at my city. Was very good, man. He's a very 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 talented guy.
What do you think? Because I'm assuming that you got to at least like work with him a little bit. What makes him so good?
Yeah, man. I think he punches and kick hard everything that he do. So whenever I spar with him, he, don't matter if he gonna throw a jab or a hook or a body shot or a low kick. Everything hurts you. Everything, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Man, he's so strong, man. I don't know because he not uh, he not show that he punch hard.
Mhm.
So he just showing that he punching like okay, I just see walk in the park. But man, when he hit you, you almost cry.
And then,
Who do you have? Do you have Alex or Israel Adesanya for their upcoming fight?
Man, it's it's tough. It's gonna be a tough fight for Alex, man. I think the Adesanya is more. Uh, how I can say that is for MMA is more easy for him because he's fighting for more times, much more time. So he has more fights, more experience, but I think Alex is more dangerous guy. So if you see the last fight that they did in Brazil, not in the China, the last one
Mhm.
that Alex knocked him out. Was very tough fight, and maybe Adesanya was win the fight. So I think that Adesanya not go to the shock with Alex. He just gonna run and kick and move and just being use the experience because if he stay close from Alex gonna knock him out. So I think that if Alex win, gonna be knockout or points Adesanya.
So if you had to bet, who are you picking?
I need to pick
Yeah, you
one.
have to pick one.
I think Alex gonna knock him out, man,
My man. Yeah,
because he's too
you have
dangerous,
to
man.
go with Brazil. So
Yeah, he's
I, I was gonna be
yeah,
upset
no, and he's
if
too
you went
dangerous.
with Izzy. I'll be honest with you.
No, man, I don't talking about Brazil or it's about the fight because Alex is too dangerous. If he just take close from Adesanya once in the fight, he wasn't his need. So I think he's gonna knock him out.
So seeing how he's been able to do so well, has it made you consider doing a second run at MMA?
I think the his style is different from me. So us or that my style, Dutch style, um, is not too easy to fight MMA because we not have a good footwork and our hands is too up. And for Alex, it's a different because his style is different. But yeah, for sure, it is. Uh, maybe, man. I don't know. Maybe I will back to fight MMA. We don't know yet. So I just keep training. So I keep training kickboxing. I back to training some wrestling. So I will be ready if some opportunities coming. Maybe.
All right, so yeah, I think maybe I think you could have success. I think if we could get you some pro fights in the US, I think you would be knocking some people out and get a fast track to the UFC. Um,
Yeah.
what rank are you?
I saw yesterday the contender series from Dana White. And I was seeing this fight, and I thought, man, it's not too hard to me, man. This guy, I can beat this guy, you know.
And what's your rank in jiu-jitsu?
I am blue belt, man,
Okay.
but I'm not a good blue belt anymore. I supposed to be, but not anymore. The long time that I don't train jiu-jitsu, and I really don't know if I want to back to train jiu-jitsu. To be honest, man. I want to train wrestling and kickboxing, but jiu-jitsu, I don't like
You
to
like
train.
wrestling more than jiu-jitsu?
Wow, man, much more.
Man, I feel like you're the only Brazilian that feels that way, man.
No, man, jiu-jitsu is crazy. And you are fighting jiu-jitsu against a guy that have maybe 20 kilos under the from you, and take the gi and start to do some things. When you see you are tapping, because it's crazy. It's crazy. It's not wrestling is more a fight. Jiu-jitsu is more patience and okay, keep patient, do things. No, no, I want to fight. I like to fight. I like to this kind of thing.
And then the last question that I have for you, how did you learn English? I'm just kind of curious because you said that it wasn't that long ago that you didn't speak any English. Did you learn it?
Yeah, I never studied English to be honest, man. But I when I went the first time to Glory in 2016 to fight against Pavel, I didn't speak English. So after this fight, I start to think with myself, man, you need to talk with these guys because after the fight, the guys come to talk with me. Hey, you won Pavel, that's good. And I need to my coach come in and translate for me and translate for them. Then after the fight, I'm back to Brazil and I think, man, I need to learn English. And how the guys learn English in the United States? They just listen English and see some movies in English and I started to do it. So everything that I'm gonna watch now is in English. I never put subscribes in Portuguese, always in English. And I just listen music is in English, podcast in English. In the beginning was hard, but now I can understand. I can talk a little bit, and for me it's good.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me a little bit when I asked you if you wanted to do a podcast, and you're like, "Yeah, I don't know if my English is good enough." You you definitely have really good English.
You have a thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate when you say something like this for me because I know that my English, yes, I can understand you, I can talk, but it's not a polite English. I just talk the same thing, the same words, and so because of this, it's hard to some things talk about some subjects or, but I try to do my best.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely did a good job at learning it. Yeah, we got through an hour without any issues. I think the last thing that we have were some rapid questions that Jose was going to ask you.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool.
Ariel, I got some
Yeah.
rapid fire questions just because I want to know you a little better. Do
Okay,
you
perfect.
prefer steak or lobster?
Steak. I think steak.
Steak.
I
Ronaldo,
never ate the lobster,
what's that? I'm
so
sorry?
I prefer. I never ate a lobster, so for sure I had a
next
steak.
time next
For
time you
sure,
come to
steak.
the US, we'll have to get you a lobster then.
Steak.
Do you prefer Ronaldo R9 or Ronaldinho?
Oh man, that's hard. Man, Ronaldinho. Damn.
Ronaldinho. That's my favorite
Yeah.
soccer player. Pineapple. Did you? I grew up watching him. This is like my favorite of all time.
Yeah, he's very good, and he's very fun now that he retired from football. He's crazy, man. He drink and he talk shit. He's he's nice.
He'll always be the GOAT. Do you prefer pineapple or no pineapple on pizza?
Pineapple, I miss pineapple.
Pineapple. And then
Yeah.
big boobs or big ass?
That's good. Yeah, Brazilian, man.
For sure, brother. Well, I appreciate your time so much, and I wish you all the luck on your future of your career. And I can't wait to see you back in the ring knocking people out.
Yeah, for sure. Me too, man. I hope that uh, something good happen this year, and I really wish that I will back soon as possible.
All right. Thank you for your time, Ariel. Oos.
Thank you, man. Thank you for asking me, and I really enjoyed the time. Thank you again, guys. Oops.